welcome to my channel, I guess. So we've just woken up. It's actually not even that early. I'm not a morning person at all. I think it's, oh my gosh, it's like 9:30 in the morning, so really it's not that early. But she's still having feedings at night and that sort of thing, so it's tough. It's like very disturbed sleep, and yeah, I just I find it really difficult. I've never been a morning person, so dealing with like a newborn that wakes up very early, or baby in general. Like, I have friends who have toddlers and older kids, and they say that they're up at like 5 in the morning, and I don't know how I'm going to deal with that, because right now I'm still able to kind of mold her to my schedule a little bit. Like, I mean, she really does dictate, obviously, when she's hungry and when she wants to get up and that sort of thing, but she will, oh, this is her right here. She doesn't sleep in the bed with me, or my partner. It's just that in the mornings at about 6:30, I'll bring her into the bedroom, from her own bedroom and crib, and I'll do that because it's just like a little bit easier, and I also find it like it's nice bonding time. But I have her on a monitor, obviously, and so I look at that pretty much all night. It was only recently that we moved her into her own bed and her own bedroom and her own crib. So yeah, the first night that it happened, I was just staring at the screen pretty much all night. I didn't get any sleep. It was just awful. But it's gotten a little bit better, and she's better at having her own space and realizing kind of where she is, and that there are crib bars, and they're amazing. Like how quickly they learn. So yeah, I totally forgot where I was going with this. I really need a little bit of caffeine. But yeah, in the mornings I'll bring her through, and we'll just kind of, she'll play around a little bit in the bed, like kick her legs, make some noise, and then fall asleep again for maybe an hour and a half. And I guess that kind of works out as her morning nap. It just happens to be my sleeping time still. So yeah, it's nice that that works. I don't know if that's always going to happen. It doesn't sound like it, so I guess I should enjoy it now. So I got my cat, who always makes so much noise when she's getting on the bed, and my daughter is obsessed with her. And so as soon as my cat Cairo gets up and meows, so then Raiden is just like, her eyes pop open and she starts smiling, and that's the end of any sleep time. So, hi. So I'm just gonna actually get out of bed now, and yeah, continue on with the day. So from there, when I finally get out of bed, I come downstairs and I grab the biggest cup that I can and put on the kettle. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea because I desperately need it. And then I don't open the blinds yet because I'm gonna pump. I found that pumping it's just like worked better for me. It's not that I'm against breastfeeding. I'm very for breastfeeding, and that's why I have tried so hard to continue with my production and everything like that, because yeah, I mean, I'm going to get into the whole birthing story and that sort of thing, but yeah, it was really tricky, and yeah, pumping just works for me. So I come downstairs, I put her in her little rock and play thingy. I don't know what it's called. I don't really know the names of all these things. I go on the forums, and like there's all this jargon and stuff that like I don't know what they're talking about most of the time. I have to like look it up. So it's something that she sits and like bounces around. It's not a Jolly Jumper though. It's that thing. And then my cat goes wild because I put treats around our place, and then she hunts for them. And then, yeah, I have my tea, and then we sing some songs. So, it's a very eventful morning. I obviously am still very much not awake. You can tell because my eyes will not open properly. Last night was Game of Thrones. Like, season 8, episode 3. By the time I upload this, it's probably like old news. But it's really hard to have a baby that like wakes up really early and throughout the night when like these amazing shows are on and you just want to binge watch them. Oh, we binged season 7, like I think it was last weekend, and it was such a bad idea because we just stayed up way too long, and then we were both exhausted. So yeah. Huh? Just having a great time. I've read so many blogs and forums talking about how important it is for self-care, like when you have a baby, and how you just need to take like a few minutes for yourself. And even the nurses, when they were dispatching me, they were saying like, you know, make sure that you have some time to just kind of do what you used to do. And the one nurse even said like, putting on a little bit of makeup, like if you are a makeup person, putting on a little bit of makeup will make a big difference in your day and just make you feel kind of like yourself again. And I'm a person who has like, I'm really dark under my eyes. I always have been, or it's just natural, doesn't matter how much sleep I get. And so I have like a very, very quick routine that I do while baby is, oh no, she's gonna start to complain. But she'll sit on the bed out here, and I keep an eye on her, and I'll give her a toy. And I literally take 5 minutes. I just put on a little bit of foundation. This is gonna look so awful, and probably all like beauty gurus or people who do makeup are just cringing. But this is all I really have time for, is I just put on a little bit of, does it look weird? In the mirror it doesn't look that weird, but on camera it looks like it's very blotchy. Oh no. And I put on, I fill in my eyebrows, and I put on some mascara, which I don't have here, I have to go grab. But yeah, it's like super quick and just makes me, like, brightens my face a little bit. And so when I look in the mirror, I'm not like, because it's basically how I look all the time. Which is fine. I mean, I can't change the circles under my eyes, so whatever. But it does, I guess, there's some self stuff that I can do throughout the day that helps a little bit, but I don't always get a chance to do it. And I feel like only now that she's reached 6 months, I even feel like I have time to do anything. And that's why I'm also able to blog and film and stuff, because before I just didn't feel like I had a moment to myself. And now I don't know if it's that I've been trying more to carve out a moment, or if I just simply do have a moment. Because I mean, there's so many stages with babies, which I had no idea how quickly they change. And like 1 week she'll be totally fine sitting by herself, and then the next week it's like, no, she needs to be held 24/7, and that's when I'll put the wrap on and and basically just be her carrier. I'm like a kangaroo. I just feel like my lips are so chapped all the time. Your lips are fine. Why are mine always chapped, huh? I don't know. That doesn't answer anything. Why are my lips chapped? Tell me, baby. So baby is napping. This usually gives me about 35 or 40 minutes. She naps twice a day, once at noon, once at about like 3:30ish. I mean, if we're home, which I'm always home. And yeah, I just keep an eye on the monitor while I jump on the computer. I'd say 90% of the time I jump on the computer and I try to do some type of writing. Um, just something that's gonna make me feel a little normal, I guess, because having a baby, it's like the weirdest thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Your whole life gets turned upside down, and it's such a cliche thing to say, but it's true. And and I mean it's a roller coaster, and it's definitely fun, but sometimes it's scary, and sometimes you're like, okay, I need to get off this roller coaster, um, but you can't. So remember that, people, if you if you're thinking about having a baby. Um, but yeah, I try to get on the computer. I try to do something, some type of writing or uploading onto Wattpad or just anything to do with like my hobby, my passion, and to do with writing. I think it's so important as well for new moms and dads to not lose themselves. And I mean, it's easy to say that, and I definitely did lose myself because it's like you're so tired in the beginning. Even now, I'm always tired, but I have really made a point to keep a little bit of my life and mindset from before. Not only with my passion projects and my writing, but also with my partner. So we will still try to, have a normal relationship. And when we do have alone time, we will definitely talk about our baby, and the funny things that happen in the day, and, what we want to do and what we're thinking, all that. But we will also make sure that we talk about stuff that we talked about before. And as for doing stuff that we did before, that isn't normal yet. And I don't know if that'll ever be normal again, or, like when I say normal, I mean what it was before, just because now there's a new member of our family, and that changes everything. Traveling with her right now is tricky, and I would not go on a plane or anything like that with her. I'm a mess on a plane, so I can't even imagine taking care of a small baby on a plane. But even just going out for, to the movies or for dinner, and that stuff has basically stopped altogether, I want to say. But it's okay. It's fine. We pretty much are homebodies anyway. I think having the communication, the conversation that we had before is a good beginning step of just making sure that we don't lose ourselves completely, or at all, really. And so, yeah, it's just adapting and finding that middle ground. And speaking of, like in the beginning, I wasn't writing or anything. Like I was just so tired all the time, and I find writing to be a challenge. Like it's tedious to me, and so if I don't have a lot of energy, it's going to be really hard for me to write. And so now I have to be really strategic with my few moments that I have when she's napping, or at night. Yeah, when she goes to bed and I have like a few hours before I have to go to bed, otherwise I'll be a zombie the next day. But I will make sure that I have like a small coffee or a black tea or something right when she is about to nap, and then I just kind of use that caffeine to be as efficient and productive as possible. And I mean, so far it's working. I have been able to continue to write, and I want to say it was like at the 2 or 3 month mark is when I really started to write again. And the first thing that I kind of got me back into the swing of things was I am doing a horror anthology with a few other writers, and it's going to be coming out in, I think, the beginning or end of June. So it's really soon, and it's called Don't Open the Door. And so yeah, it was the short story that I had to do that was horror, and it probably wasn't the best project to take on when, I'm exhausted. It's like a brand new way of life. I'm dealing with hormones up the yin yang, and then taking on this project where I have to be in like a weird mindset. I have to think about situations and characters that aren't the greatest and are really negative and scary and all that stuff. So yeah, but I mean, I did it, and it was a challenge, but it was good. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say at the end of all this is to new moms and dads to really try to, yeah, keep those moments that make you feel like yourself again, because you're doing yourself a favor by doing that, and you know, everyone else basically. Like, if you're happy, your baby's gonna be happy. And it's something that I'm like constantly learning, and like it's hard, it's a challenge, but especially when you're tired, but it is worth it just to take those few moments and do what you really enjoy doing, and not feeling guilty about it or selfish or anything like that, or thinking that you have to have the cleanest house when you have a small baby. Like, I could be unpacking the dishwasher right now, but I'm not. And I'll do it later. It's fine. We have cups and plates to eat and drink out of, and that's good enough right now. Somebody just woke up from their nap. Right here. Yeah. Is it good? It was pretty good. As we head into the evening now, she'll go for one more nap, and then, you know, feed. I'll probably put her in the wrap at some point. But other than that, this is as exciting as it gets. So, thank you for watching. And I'll be putting out videos a couple times a week. And yeah, all my links to my books are below, and all my social media stuff. So follow me if you want. Bye.